Hi there, we're here with our customer Jay, and we've just finished up setting up his Escape here with a full flat tow for his motorhome. And we're just going to run through it and go through the components that we used and just how to get it all set up. So I'm curious, what made you go with a flat tow setup rather than like a tow dolly or just a trailer?
More than anything, convenience. With towing two vehicles, having both of them line up to be able to be towed the same way was a challenge. But what I did like about this is I don't have to deal with an extra trailer, or I don't have to deal with a dolly. My RV, I keep at a storage lot, and I've got a family of four and a lot of vehicles, so taking up garage space for a trailer or for a dolly just wasn't practical. And this, when this is all stored back up and done, it fits either in my basement storage, or you can even leave it attached with a bag over it and takes up very little space.
So we are reusing his tow bar. We've got a Blue Ox tow bar here. We've got a bunch of different Blue Ox tow bars available here at etrailer.com with various weight ratings. In most cases, 6,000 pounds is going to be enough, but if you've got a larger truck, you may need to step it up to an 8,000 or 10,000 pound tow bar. Now, Jay, you've already had this tow bar when you came to us. Why did you end up going with the Blue Ox Alpha?
Because I also have a Ford F-150 that I tow with it, and this was the one required for the weight to pull my F-150 behind it.
Perfect. Yeah, weight capacity is definitely one of the biggest things you want to look at with a tow bar. I notice this one here's also got the non-binding, which is something that I would definitely recommend for most of our customers to have.
Makes it really easy taking it on and off.
Oh, yeah. For the base plate here, we went with Blue Ox's base plate, and I was just curious, what made you go with a Blue Ox base plate over some of the competitors like Roadmaster or Demco?
Well, honestly, I had the Blue Ox already on my F-150 from when I purchased the RV, so I wanted to keep everything the same. Wasn't sure of a lot of the differences, but when I originally got the Blue Ox, they said this was a great system, the way it hooks up, and the way it was going to look on my F-150 was a good choice. Got lucky that it also looks good on the Escape, I guess, as well, right?
Yeah, and Blue Ox and Roadmaster, those are both my two personal favorites. I prefer those two. The Roadmasters I typically like a little bit better just because they're a little easier on the install side, which is my side of it here, but
sure,
both of them usually end up looking very good with the final product. And for our braking system, we installed Roadmaster's 9700 series portable braking system. And I'm curious, that was one that you already had, and we installed just a second vehicle kit to get your old system up and running on this vehicle. Why originally did you choose the 9700?
Well, when I did the whole thing originally, I had the intentions of having two vehicles, and this was a very cost-effective way to get a braking system in both vehicles.
Yeah.
Just reuse.
That works out, yeah. I mean, it's pretty easy to move. You just unhook it from the pedal, a couple of plugs you plug in.
Nice
so, yeah.
Handle comes right out.
Yeah, so it's a perfect setup for multiple vehicles. And for our diode wiring, we chose a Hopkins custom plug-and-play diode wiring. And this is a pretty cool setup because most of the time you have a spliced diode wiring setup where you're cutting in and splicing into the wires. So I like that you chose this one, and I'm sure you do too, because nothing in the back of your vehicle has been modified. So if you want to take it off, it's as simple as unplugging some connectors. And if for whatever reason down the road you had service performed on your vehicle here, there's no chance that the dealer's going to go, hey, you cut some wires, that's not going to be warrantied.
No, that's great to hear, because having it all basically OEM product sounds great, and the fact that we didn't interrupt any of that I appreciate that.
Yeah, and also it minimizes the chance of error down the road as well.
Sure.
Now we did notice you also got a high-low adapter installed here, and that's like perfect for this type of setup because if you look down, we're nice and level from where we're hooked up to the motorhome here all the way back to our tow bar. And that's really important to ensure that our vehicle's being pulled straight. If we're up high, then we lift up on our vehicle when we're taking off, and that can put some wear on your suspension. Same thing if it's too low, it'll pull down, and that can also put some wear on our suspension components.
Towing behind the vehicle, and even with my F-150, you don't even know it's there. I mean, it follows the vehicle, so the RV so nice. It really is easy to deal with.
I did notice that when driving in comparison, when you're making those turns, with this it does seem to follow right behind you with that trailer. You're always looking out the window to make sure if you're going to hop that curb with the trailer or not.
For anybody that has fears about it, because seeing this in your rearview mirror or your side mirrors is tough. The backup cameras that are on these, and if they don't have one, they can install them easy, but it's amazing how much that backup camera gives you a clear view of when you're past the vehicle to take the next lane, transfer lanes. It's really easy with the backup camera. So
yeah, and your setup here, again, this is a perfect setup. This is how it should be done, and it's done right. And that's really the biggest setup, is doing your research and ensuring you've got the things you need to get you to your location without having any issues.
And I consider myself still young, but I'm not getting any younger, and the fact that I don't have to lift up the tongue of a trailer or lift up a tow two-wheel dolly or manually move one of those around in a garage. This thing isn't the lightest thing in the world, but it's not that heavy, or even more so, I could leave it attached.
Yeah.
And it's just swinging the arms out and connecting it. That part of it is a back saver compared to having to deal with a dolly or a trailer.
And especially too at your campsite, you get there, you can unhook and just leave this here on the trailer, and you can go to the grocery store and pick up some supplies if you need to, or whatever you're planning on doing.
Yep, you just need to make sure you do have one of these that's lockable, because somebody might be envious and take it.
Yep, and we've got those here at eTrailer as well, and you can get them also. They're key to like, so you don't have to worry about having a big mess of keys.
Yep.
Well, thanks for taking the time with us, and your setup's beautiful here, and I hope you have a safe trip home.
Man, I appreciate it. Thank you.